Wait, no. Because using the Swiss with different Reuben. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 dinners that are quick and easy and lower in points on Weight Watchers, and just some dinners that we like to eat during the week. So if you guys enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and let's go ahead and get started with what I'm making for dinner tonight. So both Adam and I have been craving fish tacos lately, and recently I bought these tortillas and really enjoyed them. We heated them up on the stove and it really makes such a difference. I don't know why I've never done that before, but usually I just microwave them, and so cooking them on the stove really made a difference, and I thought it added even more flavor and was just really good. I feel like that's also been why I've been craving fish tacos on these specifically. That's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm not actually gonna be making the fish. I'm going to be using this breaded fish that I just got from Walmart. It's just air fried fish fillets, and honestly I think I might only use one. It's 2 points for 1 or 5 points for 2, but I'm also going to be making some shrimp today, which is 0 points. So I think I'd rather fill up on that and get a little bit more protein in anyway. That way I get a little bit of the flavor of the fish fillets, but then I also have some shrimp thawing here. I've got some raw shrimp. I have about a serving for both Adam and I, so even if it's too much to fit on the tacos, I'll probably just eat it on the side. I'm just going to be cooking it up on the stove. We're going to be having the tacos. I'm probably going to do 3 of them. For 3 tortillas, it is 4 points. I think I'm going to do 3. And I'm gonna have the fish fillet, the shrimp that I cook up, and then I'm gonna make a slaw for it. Usually I like to buy the slaw from Trader Joe's, but it really doesn't matter that much. I got this one from Walmart, and it's just their tricolor coleslaw mix. So it's got green cabbage, carrots, and red cabbage. I'm only gonna be using half of this bag today, and we'll probably still have leftovers, but I'm gonna save the other half for a sesame noodle recipe that I'm gonna be making. I'm gonna go ahead and add half of that bag to a bowl and start making the slaw. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of non-fat plain Chobani Greek yogurt. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of this Daisy light sour cream because a half tablespoon is 0 points. So if I just add 1, and actually we probably won't even use all the slaw today, I just won't even have to track the amount that I use. So adding the Greek yogurt and sour cream will be 0 points. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of lime juice, and I just buy this little container like this. I don't have any fresh jalapeno, so I'm just gonna use some of these diced jalapenos that are in a jar. I'm gonna use a little bit of onion salt, some cilantro, which I definitely think fresh cilantro would be better, but I just don't have any, so this is gonna work today. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit of this taco seasoning just because I'm out of cumin. So you can also use cumin, but this is pretty much the same. I'm gonna be mixing all that together to make the slaw, and then I'm also gonna make a side of Spanish style rice. So this recipe is actually in my cookbook, although today I'm just gonna be making it a little bit different because I have this Spanish white rice that I'm using, so I won't really have to add many seasonings. I'm just gonna go ahead and cook this how the package says. So you just boil the water, add the rice in, and cover it for 12 minutes, and then you fluff it with a fork. Then after that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and add some rotel and corn. So I'm just gonna add the whole can of both of these. So it'll be a filling portion of rice that we have. It's gonna make 4 servings, and we'll have 2 left over and then 2 for tonight. And they'll be filling because of the tomato and corn. And then to that, I might just add a little more like onion, salt, and taco seasoning, but I'll taste it to see how it is because I don't know how seasoned the Spanish rice is. I can't remember. So we'll see how that is. This rice is made from lentils, so it is actually only 3 points for the serving of a quarter of the bag, which is how much I'll be using. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with everything. I'm gonna start boiling the water for the rice first and then making the slaw. When I do cook the shrimp, I'm just gonna be using this Bang Bang seasoning. So I had a few seasonings to choose from, and this is the one I decided on, and I hope it's good. I honestly don't even think we've used it before. It's unopened. So I think we bought this a while ago and we need to use it up. So we're gonna be trying this with the shrimp, and then I will show you guys the tacos assembled. Once the water was done boiling for the white rice, I just added it in and let it sit for 12 minutes. Then once it was done cooking, there was a little bit of extra liquid, so I went ahead and strained that out. Then I added the can of corn and the can of rotel and mixed that together. Then to the rice, I added a little bit of garlic salt and some taco seasoning. Okay, so my dinner is done. I made 3 tacos. I made one that was all shrimp. I was gonna do 2, and then the fish fillet ended up being bigger than I thought, and I just ended up using 1. So I did a little bit on one, and then this one is half fish, half shrimp. So I have 1 shrimp, 1 fish, and then 1 half and half. Then I have my Spanish rice here. This is only 3 points for the serving. The tortillas are 4 points, and then the fish fillet that I had is 2 points. This entire meal is 9 points on Weight Watchers. It is gonna be so filling, and it is a good way to get a lot of veggies in. In my Fitness Pal, I went ahead and tracked it as well. So this is about 612 calories and it's got 40 grams of protein. And I'm gonna go ahead and dig in. I will be back with meal number 2. Okay, so I'm back with dinner number 2. And tonight I'm gonna be making like a chicken Alfredo pasta, but I'm gonna make it lower point by using some Laughing Cow and some fat-free milk. I'm also gonna use the Barilla Protein Plus Penny Pasta. So what I'm gonna do to get started is in this little pot, I'm just gonna add a cup of the Fairlife milk. It's 2 points for the cup. Then I'm gonna add 3 of these light Laughing Cow wedges. Each one is a point. And I usually just start the sauce early so that this has time to melt because these kind of take a little bit of time to melt, but that's what I'm gonna be doing for the sauce. To that, I'm also gonna add a little bit of this minced garlic. Then I'm also gonna add some basil and some onion salt, which I think fresh basil would be much better, but this is just what I have. I've got some chicken breast that I'm just gonna be cutting up and seasoning and cooking on the stove, and we'll just put that on top of the pasta or mix it in. And then I always like to add some type of veggie. So I'm gonna cut up a zucchini and use some mushrooms. So I'm gonna cook the chicken first, and then I'm gonna put the chicken off to the side and cook the veggies in the same pan that I cooked the chicken in while I start boiling the water to make the pasta. So I'm gonna kind of have everything going at once, but it'll be pretty quick and easy, and the meal will be 9 points total. I had the pasta sauce simmering for most of the time that the chicken was cooking, and I just continued to whisk it frequently. While the chicken was cooking, I decided to add a little bit of extra seasoning, and I just cooked that until it was all the way done through. And after the sauce had been cooking for a little bit, I went ahead and added the Parmesan cheese in. I continued to let that simmer while I diced up the zucchini and mushrooms, and then once the chicken was done cooking, I just put it in a bowl to the side. And then I used that same pan to cook the veggies in it. Once everything was done, I went ahead and assembled the pasta. So the sauce was still a little bit liquidy, but once I mixed it with the pasta and veggies, it definitely thickened up a little bit. And it turned out to be the perfect consistency. Okay, so here's the finished meal assembled. This is 9 points total for the entire bowl of pasta. It is 6 points for the serving of protein pasta that I used, and then the sauce is 3 points, the chicken is 0, the mushrooms and zucchini are 0, and so this is my entire dinner. Then in MyFitnessPal, I did go ahead and track it, and it's about 580 calories, and it's got 60 grams of protein, so this will definitely be filling. It smells really good, and I already tried a little bit of the sauce, and it was really good. So that is it for meal number 2, and I'll be back with dinner 3. Okay, I am back with dinner number 3 for this video. So today I'm gonna be making Reuben pizza bakes. These are one of our favorite meals to make, although we don't have it all the time because we usually just don't have all the ingredients for it. But when I do buy ingredients to make different Reuben recipes and stuff, this is one of our favorites, and it is so easy to throw together. I'm gonna be using these baking dishes that I got from IKEA. They are 6 by 8 by 2, and like I said, I just got them at IKEA. I'm just gonna be spraying them with some nonstick spray, and then this is what I put the 2 ingredient dough in. And I've actually been par baking it for about 10 minutes before I add the toppings, and I found that we like the crust a little bit better that way. So I'm gonna be doing that. To make the 2 ingredient dough, I use 1 cup of this Chobani non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I use 1 1/3 cup of regular all-purpose flour, and then I use a teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm also gonna add some seasonings, usually like some garlic or onion salt, and that's usually what I just add to that. But then what I'm gonna be doing, I don't have any Thousand Island dressing, so I'm just gonna be kind of making my own sauce using some light mayo, some ketchup, and then some pickles and salt and pepper. So that's gonna be for the sauce that I'm gonna use as the base. Then for the meat, I'm gonna be using pastrami. So this is just the Hillshire Farms brand. We're just gonna be using 2 ounces for a point. It is 70 calories, and I just feel like this tastes really similar to corned beef when it comes to Reuben recipes, so this works really well. It's got really good flavor, and 1 point for the serving is not bad. Then I've got some sauerkraut for 0 points. So I'm just gonna be using a good amount of this on there. We both really like sauerkraut, even though it does definitely affect our stomach, but it is good for you, and it tastes really good. So I'm gonna be using that. I'll do the sauce, the meat, the sauerkraut, and then I'm gonna top it with some light mozzarella. I don't have any Swiss cheese. Usually I would use reduced fat Jarlsberg or something like that, but I don't have it today, and the mozzarella works just as well. So I definitely recommend using the Swiss with different Reuben recipes like this because it tastes really good, but I'm gonna be using the mozzarella today. It works just as well. It melts nicely, and it's only 2 points for the serving. Making this entire pizza bake 13 points on WeightWatchers, and I'm gonna be making 2 of them. Adam and I each eat our own, and we do have to use some weeklies. Usually it's a higher point dinner, but so worth it. It's so filling, and it's one of our favorites to eat. I'm gonna get started making the 2 ingredient dough first. I do a batch and I divide it in half, and then I'm gonna put it in the pan and bake it for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get started with the rest of the toppings. I need to make the sauce, cutting up the pickles and adding these 2 things, but that's what I'm gonna be doing. Once I press the dough into the baking dishes, I pop them in the oven to just par bake for about 10 minutes. And then I'm just making the sauce. So I diced up some pickle, then I added a tablespoon of ketchup, a tablespoon of light mayo, and I just used my food scale to weigh it out. I also added some garlic salt, some minced onion, and some pepper, and I just whisked that together to form the sauce. Okay, so these came out of the oven after 20 minutes and you can see the bottoms are nice and brown. That's usually how I can tell when they're done, is when it gets nice and brown and toasted, then the pizza, everything else is melted, the cheese and everything, and it looks and smells so good. I'm so excited for this. Usually I just cut it in half and then I pick up the half and eat it. So this final Reuben pizza bake comes out to 13 points total on Weight Watchers. It is 9 points for the serving of 2 ingredient dough, 2 for the cheese, 1 for the pastrami, and then 1 for the sauce. Sometimes I track the sauce, sometimes I don't. Today I'm just doing it for this video. 13 points is not bad. This is filling and it is so good. Like I said, I would rather have this than getting takeout pizza so many times. This is 13 points, and then I also tracked it in MyFitnessPal, and it's about 536 calories, and it has 37 grams of protein. This would also be good if I just flattened out the 2 ingredient dough and didn't use the dish like this, if I just did like a baking sheet and did it as like a thin crust pizza, although it would be a little harder to spread all the sauce out, but this is just one of my favorite meals to have. I love anything Reuben, and I just feel like these lower point substitutes really make it work, and it still tastes really good. So like I said, I would usually use Swiss cheese, but I just did the mozzarella today because that's what I had, and it's 2 points for the serving, so that's not bad. But yeah, that wraps it up for today's video. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. These are just 3 dinners that we like to have good servings and full of veggies and protein that are still pretty low in points on Weight Watchers. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.